So this is Print Artist when you pull it up. And when you do pull it up, you're probably typically going to see this portion of it. And we're going to select choose a project. Now with Print Artist, just so that you're clear about this, the new version, all the designs are actually web-based. So if you're not in the internet, you're not going to see any of these, nor will you be able to create them. So you have to be internet-based with your computer, which most of you, of course, are. The other thing you should know is that all your selections, your main subjects, are going to be on the left-hand side. And the other thing to know is that they have arrows next to them. And if they have arrows next to them, they actually, the subject matters will actually provide even further subjects that you can go and select from. So in this case, we're just going to do something really simple. We're in business. What we'll do is we'll select something really, again, simple. Here's a good one. This one is pretty easy. And we're going to pull this up. Another thing you should know is regardless of what you click on, these things can all be changed at any given time. If you want to drop in your own photographs, your own logos, you can go into insert. You can easily, for instance here, you can drop in your own graphics from your own files, or if you want to change fonts, or if you want to change information, you just have to double click on it and change whatever you want. So these templates are really simple, very easy to do. So here's what we're going to do. We've got our template, we're happy with the design, we're content with it. The first thing you're going to do is go into Tools. In Tools, we're going to select Edit Dimensions. Now remember, the first step is telling the design program what I want to create, what size I want to create. Well, this is set up for 8.5 by 11. When we want to do something that's going to be 24 inches by 36 inches. Okay, so we select that, we hit Resize, and hit OK, and you'll notice that we've resized this. Now, if you're dropping your own photographs or you're changing or doing things from scratch, most likely when you go to enlarge, the items that you have selected or dropped in separately may not enlarge to that size. So what you would do is go into View, go into Zoom, and start with 10%. And this is now set up for 24 by 36. Remember, in Tools, we hit Edit Dimensions, 24 by 36. And if your sizes are not accurate, you can actually click on your sizes and make them, bigger or smaller or whatever it is that you want to do with that. Okay? There it is, right there. So we're going to make this a little bit smaller, not that it means anything, but that's what we're going to do. All right, so this is our first step. Our first step is we've taken our design and we have created something the size that we want. Tools, Edit Dimensions, 24 by 36. Now, if we wanted to, we could also say, listen, we don't want this 24 by 36. We want this 20 inches by 30 inches. And then all you have to do is hit Resize, hit OK. All right? So this is now set up for this. This is your first step. That's as tough as it gets. Now we have our first step. It's set up for that. I'm going to go back to 24 by 36 because standard size. That's the only reason. Our paper width is going to be 24 or 36. Oops. And this is our standard size. That's it. We're done. Now we go into the print side. Here's the print side. And what you're going to be doing is looking for your printer. In this case, the 3200, which is the 24 inch. You may be at a 5200, which is the 36, or the 7200, which is going to be the 44. Regardless, select your printer. The next step is Properties. And this is our print driver that we're going to see every single time. All right. In this area, we've got our media selections. We've got plain paper in there. In this section right here, it's size settings. Here's media, size, print quality, and resolution. And then this is also an important component. The reason is that if this picture does not indicate the same that you want to create, if it's not looking the same, then obviously it's not going to print that way. All right, so our paper selection, our media settings are typically already set up. The reason is that when you put your original roll of paper into the printer, you told your printer that it was going to be a plain paper roll anyways. So that's what it's reading. It's always there. And to confirm that information, you can hit acquire. I don't have my printer hooked up. Apologize, but if they're both hooked up, what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, it's plain paper and what it is, and that. All right, so here's the most important part. This is our paper setting. Now, this print driver I just installed, and this has no custom paper sizes in it. But we do have our 24 by 36, but we're going to do this a little differently just to help you guys out. In custom paper size, this is where you're going to put all your unique sizes. If you're working 24 by 36, it's fine. If you're working with a 24 by 6 foot banner, it's fine. You'll be able to put your own unique sizes in, be able to save those sizes, and literally anytime that it comes up, anytime you want to print that, it's already set up in the printer. So what I'll do is I'm going to go into this. I'm going to say, look, I want to create something that's 24 by 36 and I want to save that size. And what I'm going to do is change it right here. And you can see this is going to be the paper width and this is going to be the paper height. The paper height in essence is indeterminate, or it's determined by the original height that you put in, or length. So in this case, maybe 150 inches, I apologize, 150 feet or 100 feet. So we're going to change this, and we're going to make this 24, and we're going to make this 36. Okay? Now, we have millimeters or we have inches. So we're going to save this. We want inches. We're going to save. And look, there it is. If we wanted to and said, look, I'm going to make something 24, and I want to make it 6 feet or 72 inches, then we're going to save it like that. So now we'll do 72, which is 6 feet. We're going to change this. Let's make this 6 feet so everybody knows what's going on. Okay, 72 inches. We hit save, and there it is. Now all we have to do is hit OK. So what we're going to do is anytime we hit this drop-down menu now, we will see our custom sizes. All right, so we're going to hit 24 by 36. And watch this. 24 by 36, 6 feet. See how elongated this is? Now it changed to poster size. All right, this has not changed at all. And the reason this has not changed is because this is not indicative of this. This picture is indicative of this. So we're going to make a change. Now, here's what happens. Fit the roll paper width. If you are working with 24-inch roll, 36-inch roll, 42-inch roll, it makes absolutely no difference depending on the printer that you're using, and you are creating in that width, that's what you're going to select. So for instance, we're going to hit fit the roll width because we're going to work with a 24-inch roll, and you'll notice that this went all the way across. Okay, if we unselect it, see how it changes? All right, so now we've gone all the way across. If I was working with a 36-inch roll and I wanted to work in 24-inch width as opposed to a full 36, I will not hit that. If I hit it and I create it, what's going to happen is when it does print, it will print in that 36-inch width, even though we set it up for 24. So again, you have to watch this. But the more you operate the printer, the more you use the printer, this will become second nature. So in this case, we have a 24-inch roll in there. We want to print the full width. You'll also notice that we have this A is upside down, and we have a pair of scissors. So that means every time we print, the printer will cut it for us, which is good. If you see me doing demonstrations at trade shows, you'll notice that I turn my cutter off, and then what I do is I flip over the A. And the way to do that is just go into the next selection, which is layout, and you'll notice that I want to rotate this thing 180 degrees. Well, my A now is right side up, so whenever I print something, that's the way it comes in. And I can go into advanced, and here's my cut, and instead of cutting, I can turn it off. However, and you'll notice the scissors gone. Most of you will never touch this. So this is normal cut. That's what we want to do. Layout doesn't mean anything. It's up to you how you want it to come out. If you want it to come out right side up or not, it means nothing. The most important thing is right here. We want to correlate this size with the size of our design. Remember, our design was set up for 24 by 36. That's the first step. The second step is we are going to make sure that our printer now is set up for 24 by 36, which it is. Now we can do a couple other things here. We can go into advanced settings. We can change a couple things here, which is really beyond where we need to be with this video. So we're going to hit select target, which is fine. And then the next thing that we can do, apologize, standard settings is where we want to be. And then the next thing is resolution. Here's the resolution. This tells the printer what quality we want to print. All right. So this resolution here, these selections are based on the paper. All right. If we had selected higher quality papers originally, my selection in resolution will be higher. The printer knows how much ink to lay down because it's plain paper. If it lays down too much ink, it won't dry properly. And again, if we were printing with a different quality of paper, higher quality paper, we'd say, well, listen, we don't want it 36 by 360 by 720. We want it 720 by 1440 or whatever it may be, and the printer will print like that. All right, so we're going to leave it. This is the fastest speed. This is the lowest quality. If you've seen me at trade shows, it's not a problem. This is exactly the way I am normally printing. So again, real quick, size settings, we're capable of going to custom, and anytime we can select whatever size we want. If we even need to adjust it and say, you know what, this is a little bit off, we don't want it 6 feet, we want 24 by 70 inches, we can make that change. We can change the paper size name, save it differently, or save it brand new. It makes no difference. Okay, so we're all set with that. So we make our selections here. All right, and then the next thing is fit the roll paper width. If you are not printing to the width of the paper roll, do not select this. Now, the more you get to use your printer, the more you use your printer, I should say, you can select things like borderless, okay, where it's going to eliminate the borders. Now, it depends on what you're creating, the design, the whole thing. Sometimes it'll work perfectly, sometimes it won't. I'm not going to go into that with this again. So we're going to get rid of borderless and go from there. We're all set. All we have to do is hit OK. By the way, if we wanted to, and it's a good idea, you can hit print preview, and when you hit OK, you'll hit print again, and what will occur is, and my printer is not hooked up so I can't show it to you, but what you'll see is the selection on the screen. And again, if that selection, if you've got it in front of you and what you're doing is not correct, then obviously you have to go back in and make your adjustments.